Hey everyone, how you going? So there's been quite a bit of news or, talking points about Destiny 2 lately. Talking, the new Joker's Wild DLC, various weapon and armor changes like shotguns and one-eyed mask, and of course, the lack of return of Trials of the Nine. So obviously today I'm going to be talking or complaining about everyone's favorite monthly banana joke, Iron Banner. For the past few Iron Banners, I've been thinking about these few things and kind of just hoping something would change, but so far, nothing really. So I figured I'd put my thoughts into a video form for others to listen and agree or disagree together with me, like friends would do. So, first, I'll just mention some of the things that I'm not a huge fan of, but aren't really, game changers in terms of the overall Iron Banner core experience. By this, I mean things like shaders and just kind of the overall aesthetics of Iron Banner. I do understand that the Iron Lords have that certain look, like a samurai or an armored up warrior. That's cool. But to me, they just kind of seem bulky, and the gear, like the armor, doesn't really match with other sets. If they're, if I have the tangled web gear mixed in, I mean, it's not to say that mixing and matching goes well with other sets, but if you throw in Iron Banner pieces, they usually stick out like a sore thumb, and they just, they kind of throw off any sort of good look that I'm going for. Um, Gear aside, I really don't like the shaders. I would like to see some more dynamic or aggressive colorways, but right now, I'm kind of just reminded of like a lame metallic kind of look, or like even rust, which is not really the look I'm going for. I mean, if you look at my Guardian, I'm all pink, so maybe that's just not for me. So moving on to the actual gameplay, I first like to say that I really do like the change to control. Go to quick play, you got control, Iron Banner. You know how to play control, which is nice, but that little kind of change of locking out the zones is a nice little touch. And it's cool that just how much it actually changes control without really having to change too much of it. The only problem I have is one of the visual things when you capture the zones is the smoke and fire that comes out of the zone. Can make it kind of hard to see through the zone when you're trying to see what's going on the other side of the zone if you're trying to defend it, or maybe you're coming up to a new zone and you can't see who's right there. A minor inconvenience for sure. Moving on to some of the bigger problems with the gameplay. Like I said, the lockout system is pretty cool. You can really get a nice snowball effect going if you have a team that is really kind of flexing pretty nicely. You can just capture all those zones. They can't do anything about it. You're getting tons of points. You can rack up quickly, and you can basically just steamroll, which is pretty cool. So with this, I've always wondered, why did they change the score cap from a quick plays control of 150 to Iron Banner's 125? It didn't seem to make sense to me. A game where you can quickly roll up points very fast has a lower win cap. Like, it just didn't seem to make sense to me. Maybe they're going for shorter games or something, but it just it's something I never really understood. So that's one of my first problems. So I've never done official research, but to go along with that first point, it seems like the mercy threshold is also lowered. If I remember correctly, this past week playing, it seemed like instead of like the 90-30 threshold, it seemed like it was about 70-30. This probably has to do with the overall lower points needed. I think there's probably a percentage somewhere if you looked into the data at where the actual mercy threshold comes up. But if you've played Iron Banner anytime recently, you probably noticed that mercies, they do happen quite a lot. Like, I've played 5 games in a row where everyone has been in a mercy one way or the other. I've been on the team that gets mercied or the other way around. It just kind of, it can be hard to break that snowball effect that I mentioned earlier. And there's probably a couple of factors in play here. Like I said, the lowering of that first, of the win rate rather, and just the ability to lock the zones and the higher tendency of fire teams playing together, it seems, in Iron Banner is, people getting their friends together, like, oh, we're going to go play Iron Banner. Let's get a group of 6 people together, blah, blah, blah. I think that kind of just, that all adds to the effect. It makes it much worse. And who knows? Not me. I think probably they did this in comp. Why not just get rid of Mercy if it's supposed to be a quote-unquote endgame PvP experience where you need maximum light level to really, hold your own, kind of, more or less. Why not just get rid of the Mercy? Games are quick enough anyway. Finally, what is probably the biggest question for many people when it comes to Iron Banner is just why? Why should I be playing Iron Banner over Quick Play? Iron Banner doesn't have game type variable. It's control every time. What if I want to play Clash? Or, Supremacy? I've been playing Supremacy this week because it's been so long, and it's whatever. I have all the gear. The weapons aren't really impressive to me. The only weapon I've really used from Iron Banner is the Bite of the Fox, and I've had pretty much every single, combination of perks that you can get for almost all the guns, I would think. Not saying that the other guns are bad or anything, they don't really stand out to me, so now I have hundreds of tokens clogging out my inventory, nothing to do. And I don't know the validity of this statement, but I've been told that Iron Banner does more of a skill-based matchmaking over connection-based. I don't know if this is true, but my connection always seems worse in Iron Banner, so that's just another why am I playing this where my connection sucks and my melees aren't registering and I'm getting shot around corners when I could just be in quick play, actually enjoying the fighting of the game. So right now, other than completing the bounties as just something to do for that week, why even bother to play? So I think that's really kind of my biggest issue when it comes to Iron Banner. Hopefully with the new season coming up, we'll see new freshness coming to Iron Banner. There's been very little mention of anything Crucible related as far as I've seen, and with Trials still on hiatus for the foreseeable future, it'd be nice to have something to look forward to as a PvP player, at least once a month. So hopefully we'll see something. But yeah, that's really kind of my biggest complaints. Let me know which your complaints are if you have any. And don't get me wrong, I still play Iron Banner. Lord Salad Bar is still the man. Not as cool as Shaxx, but he's pretty cool. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm looking forward to the next expansion. I'll probably have some videos about that as well. Anyway, long story short, I'll quit my rambling. Thanks for watching. See you next time.